And then we started a TikTok, and that like hugely helped.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like we were kind of like, oh, should we start a TikTok? And we were like, I don't know. And then we did, and yeah, I mean, we have more followers. We have like 550,000 followers on that.
That's huge.
We have like more there than anywhere else.
Yeah.
And our clips do really well on there. And now every time we set up, multiple people are like, I've seen you guys on TikTok, and it's a little bit like annoying.
You're TikTok famous.
Well, just from the show, they don't watch it. They just see it on TikTok. But it's okay. We just like, our goal is for people to sit down to not have any idea about its success. Like if they ask us like, oh, do people listen to this? We're like, oh, a few. Like, because we don't want that to be part of like what's bringing them to the table in a way. Like we want them to talk honestly and not for an audience, I guess.
Oh, you mean when you see people on the street?
Random strangers.
Yeah, right.
They'll say, oh, are you on social media? We're like, yeah, we have 4 followers on. We always say we have 4 followers on TikTok.
Okay.
Like that's kind of our phrase. Because we don't want people to think that it's big, and it's not huge or anything, but it's, I don't know, bigger than some stuff.
Right. Well, on those like man on the street segments they do in late night.
Yes.
Like it's amazing they still get people to talk.
I know, because they've been making
it's
fun of
so
them for years.
obviously a huge thing.
I know what you mean. But people see a microphone and the camera, they want to be involved.
Yeah. Well, I remember that one that Drake did, I think, for one of the late night shows. He like put on makeup and pretended he wasn't Drake and
funny.
went out and asked people about Drake.
That
was like one of the ones that went viral.
Right. Or like Billy on the Street, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, that is just like, you know, people are just bombarded and they're just in, like, I feel like they don't second guess themselves because they're just like thrust in a situation they don't know. I think similar thing with our show.
Do you make custom segments for the TikTok?
No, we just film an episode how we normally do, where we film for about an hour and talk to random people, and then we make 1-minute clips that are like
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah, I mean that's what the TikTok is like, kind of, if we talk to an interesting person, we condense whatever was interesting down to 1 minute.
Yeah. Did it funnel fans to your stand-up?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I can like go on the road now and sell out shows, and I never have in the past. So that's great.
I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal of a podcast.
Yeah.
A little bit of money, a little bit of audience, and then you build it into your stand-up.
It's great. Yeah. And then we're doing the podcast on the road as well, and so that we're figuring out.
Okay.
Yeah, we just did 2 shows in San Francisco just 2 days ago. That was really fun.
But it's still outside.
Yeah, so we will go inside. We did a show at Dynasty Typewriter last year, and we have another show at Dynasty in like a couple weeks. But we did 2 shows in San Francisco that were in like outside at this outdoor venue.
Okay.
And then we had our intern, like we basically set up on stage, and they're, like sold out shows, over 100 people at each show. And we had our intern run out on the streets and find random people and bring them in. So that's
hilarious.
They're just walking home from their job, and then all of a sudden they're in front of a giant audience who's like cheering for them. So that was pretty fun and strange.
Do you ever have a pressure like, this, like, because you're at Dynasty, you've sold tickets, you don't know who the guest is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, so the Dynasty show, we had like pre-booked guests, and then we had some people from Craigslist who had no idea what was going to happen. But then for this San Francisco show, it was our new format of trying to get people off the street. And yeah, I mean, they definitely did not know, but everyone who sat down was very interesting.
Yeah.
Because we are a comedy podcast, but we also don't care if it's not comedic. Like, we'll be funny, so the person doesn't really have to be funny if they just have like anything to say.
Yeah, it's like doing crowd work.
Yeah,
the person,
exactly.
It's on you as a stand-up to make it funny.
Right, but also sometimes we're fine with having really deep conversations that aren't funny. Like, that's fine with us. Like, if someone talks about their mom dying, we're not going to like try and be funny about it, but we would like to hear their perspective and what they're going through, and we're totally fine with that too.
Yeah, that's nice. So you don't have to be snarky and like make it always funny.
It doesn't have to be.
Kick back and get interesting.
Like an episode that just came out last week, we spoke to these 2 young girls that are in high school whose home was destroyed in that explosion in Beirut in Lebanon.
Oh wow.
And then they moved here.
That was a crazy video.
Yeah, so that viral video, their house was like super close to it, and like their family was home, and like everything was destroyed, and then they moved to America, and they were just talking about that process. And we're not being funny, but it was just very interesting.
And they were booked guests?
No, they were just on the street. Yeah, just
wow.
in LA in front of a public restroom.
That's amazing.
Yeah.